What is going on, guys? This is Yuzi, and welcome to my first episode of my new FIFA 14 career mode. Now, it has been a while since I made a career mode video, and the last ones I made was the last episode of the last Palmas one. And as you all know, we did win the UEFA Cup, and we won. What else did we win? Spanish Cup, and we came second in the league. But moving on to this one, I have decided to go with Olympic Lyon. Now, a lot of you suggested a lot of teams, but I just thought Lyon was a good team to go to start with because they've got a decent transfer budget. They've got an amazing amount of youth players like Benzia and Lacazette and Umtiti, I think is how you say his name, and they've got Zafani, who I had in the Las Palmas career mode last year. So I just thought it'd be an all-round good team to go, and we did put it to. We put world class and we put 5 minutes a half, and we downloaded the latest squads, and we are in the Champions League in the first year, I do believe, and we're going to call ourselves Mr. Yuzi, and we're not going to be English, fuck that, we're going to have to go Scottish, because that's where I come from, and we're going to dress ourselves, we're going to put a suit, I think, yeah, we're going to put a suit on, and we'll go the grey suit, because I like that, and we'll go with regular, so yeah. Olympic Lyon ponder new boss Yuzi. Ooh, right, they're pondering about me. That's interesting stuff there. And we'll save this career mode as Lyon. But I do have an idea of the players I want to sign, and I've got not too many people that I really want to sign, but I've got one or two that I'm definitely wanting to look after. One of them is I don't know how to say his first name. I think it's Zakaria. I'm not sure though. But Bakali. I'm sure a lot of you that are serious about your career mode have probably already heard about him from just research and that kind of thing. And he does start off at about, I think, 72 or 73, but he does have a potential of 90, which is just fucking ridiculous. And he's a right winger, so we're going to pick him up because he's only 17, I think, and you can get him reasonably cheap as well. And we don't have the best of right wingers anyway, so we're going to try and pick him up. And as you can see at the start there, I think it said they wanted us to qualify for Europe, get to the quarter final of the cup and something, and I think it said just get to the group stage of the Champions League, but I'm not sure. But I did sort out my team, so here you can see is our final team. Got Lopez in goal, Miguel Lopez at right back, Kone and Mutiti at centre backs, Badimo left back, Briand right mid, Gonalon CDM, Grenier centre mid, left mid is Gurkov, centre forward is Benzia, and we have Lacazette up front. And as you can see, the formation is a custom, it's like it's called a 4-4-2 on there, but I'd say it's more like a 4-2-3-1 kind of formation with the two centre mids, wingers, centre attack mid, and the striker. But it calls it a 4-4-2 custom, but whatever. As you can see here, we're typing in Bakali because we don't really want to get a scouting report on him because we already know he turns out pretty amazing. So we don't really need to do the scout report on him. We just need to go and put the bid in or inquire about him, and we'll see how much that PSV are wanting for him. And hopefully it's not too much because we do only have 11 million, and I'm hoping not to spend too much, but I'm thinking he'll probably cost us about 5-ish million, so that's going to set us back about half our transfer budget, but it should be worth it in the long run because he does go up to 90, so if we do decide to sell him again, we'll probably make a lot more than that back. But I'm looking for defensive people, centre backs. I'm looking for tall, strong, defensive minded people, which I don't think sounds too hard to find because most centre backs should be tall and strong and then defensive minded and first team. So we're just looking for someone that's good enough for our team that's tall and strong, really. So hopefully you can find that. And also we're looking for a new goalkeeper who's first team quality and is strong and tall. Because to be honest, we don't really have the best of goalkeeper, and we do have a few backups, but they're all really bad. And I just wanted to get a youngish, not too young, about 21, 22 maybe a bit younger, who is already rated about the same as the keeper we've got, but will increase to above 80, 85ish, because then we'll be making a team for the future. And I think that's what I'm going to be doing for most of this career mode. Obviously, I'll probably buy a couple of big name players throughout it if we get the money and if they're willing to come, of course. But it will be a lot of not building youth squad, but buying a lot of youth players and playing them occasionally until they start to get a bit better and just improving the team from the youth squad and building from the ground up kind of thing, instead of just buying the top name players with loads of money, because I think that takes the fun out of it. It's a bit more fun when you buy young players and they go up by like 10 overalls, and then you can sell them on for rakes and buy new youth squares. I don't know, it just makes it a lot more interesting and a lot more fun. So hopefully I will be dropping a couple of tips, and you'll be getting to see a couple of bargains that you can go and pick up on your own career modes, and yeah, hopefully I could just help you guys out with your career modes. But as you can see, it says they would like 7 million for Zakaria Bakali, and I am not willing to pay 7 million for this guy, but I do really want to get him, so we're just going to put in a cheeky wee bid. I think we'll put in a cheeky bid of 5 million, but he does only have 2 years on his contract, but I think 5 million is a sufficient amount to put a bid in for him. But actually, I'll just put that down to 4, actually, get a bit more cheeky, and we'll add in Ferry, the player, to like swap a player with him as well, give them a player and some money, and hopefully 4 million in that player will be enough. And sorry if you just heard the phone ringing there, my apologies, I shouldn't be so unorganised, but yeah, can't help who's phoning me. But anyway, yeah, they did reject that bid, so I bump it up to 5 million plus that little Ferry guy. And I don't know why I'm just calling him the little Ferry guy. It's pretty nasty, like, but Hayden. Yeah, I'm putting 5 million and Ferry, so I hope that will be enough to you know, get them to accept it. But it does say there was nobody found, I don't think, from our scout report. I think that's what it said. Oh no, it said there was these folk found, and he's found 5 centre backs, and they all play for decent clubs, and they're all quite old. They're not too young. But I think I got full scout report on them, just on the top 2, just on Glick, I think is how you say it, and Ranocchia. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Probably just tore that name apart, but well. Yeah. And we've got scout reports on them, so hopefully they will not be too expensive when they come back, and hopefully they'll be willing to come as well. But Bakali does, it's the offer for Bakali does get accepted, and we do offer just exactly what he wants for his contract, because we really want to get him, and I don't mind paying like quite 25 grand a week for somebody that is, well, as good as he is now and as good as he's going to become, because he's going to become a bit of an animal if he lives up to his potential. But as you can see here, we do make our first signing of the series and the episode, and Zakaria Bakali does sign for Lyon for 5 million plus the wee Ferry guy. And yeah, it's the first signing we've made, and I'm quite pleased with that. I don't think there's much better players we could really sign, especially not that would turn out as good as him anyway. I don't think anyone really turns out as good as him on the right wing, except maybe like Lucas Moura or something like that. But you know, they would be a lot more expensive and a lot harder to pick up anyway. But we do get an offer in for our backup goalkeeper, who I think his name's Vercourte. And I think we put a counter offer for that, because I wasn't really up for selling him. I think I might have just rejected it, because we don't have very many other good backup keepers. And as you can see there, we put in a scout report for... No, I think we put an inquiry. Yeah, we put an inquiry in for Semi Kaya, because he does go up to about 87 rated or something ridiculous like that. But unfortunately, they come back asking for 21.5 million, which is about 3-4 times what our actual transfer budget is. So unfortunately, we couldn't pick him up. But maybe in the future, if we get a lot more cash, maybe we'll pick him up and he could become a Lyon player. But we'll just have to wait and see how the cookie crumbles. And yeah, this guy says he's found all that he can find in Italy, but he didn't really find anyone, to be honest. Not anyone worth anything or worth using, buying even, because they're all pretty rubbish. So did he even bother putting it in, because he didn't actually find anyone. But as you can see here, on we've got our first game of the series. Now most people, like YouTubers and that, they don't play their friendlies, and they're like, oh yeah, all anyone wants to see is blah blah blah. They just, I don't know, they just don't think the friendlies are good for anything. But in my opinion, I think it's quite good to play the friendlies, because first of all, you guys get to see how the team plays, and just get to see how we play with the team in the first episode, instead of having to wait a day or two more to see the second episode, or however long it takes some YouTubers to get into the first game of the season. So I think it's quite good that you get to see the team play in the first episode, and also it gets me to know how the team's playing. It's basically just like 3 practice games to try and figure out your formation, your best players, and that kind of thing before you actually get into the season, just so you can kind of make sure your squad's at its strongest, and you can find out any weak links before the season starts. So I think the friendlies are quite important, to be honest, but that's just my opinion. So that's why you're getting to see them, and especially when they're against big teams like Lazio, you're not going to want to skip games like this, because this could be this is good enough of a game to be like the UEFA Cup final or something. So you don't want to skip these kind of games. But unfortunately, we do concede at the first goal in the 51st minute. It was quite a nice goal. They got a nice cross in, and somebody dinked it over. Nice wee glancing header backwards, and Ederson was there to tidy it up and put it in the net. Sorry about that. But yeah, it was quite a difficult game because obviously I wasn't used to the team. And look at that for bullshit though. Fucking thought I got away lucky with them hitting the crossbar, but unfortunately they rebounded it and put it in the net. But yeah, it wasn't going the best because I wasn't used to the team. I hadn't played with any of the players before, and I still wasn't sure what formation I was going with. And at this point, I was thinking that the formation wasn't really working, and this was going to be quite a difficult career mode. But look at that for a chip through ball, and then another chip through ball from Benzia to Lacazette, and he tidies that up and finishes it right in the bottom corner. Beautiful finish shot there, and that was a little bit of glimmer of hope. After that happened, I was like, well, maybe this team information isn't that bad after all. And I was just thinking things were looking up because I was getting myself a goal basically. And look at this, he tries to clear it out. Lacazette with the volley. Look at that for a finish. Lacazette, second goal, 81st minute, and we do draw even 2-2 now in the first friendly of the season. But look at this for a finish, man. Fucking on the half volley, boom. The keeper had no chance, no defenders were getting in the way, and that is 2-2 with Lazio. Now, this is where, well, after I scored that, I was basically just thinking that this team was pretty decent and the formation was working. I was just thinking it was because it was the first game and I've not had any practice, and I was playing against a really good side, to be fair, because Lazio are a good team. And here we just managed to keep them away, but they were attacking right then there, but we managed to hold them off for the last couple of minutes, and the ref does finally blow the whistle, and it does end 2-2, and we pick up our first point. Well, not really, it's a friendly, but if it was a league we would pick up our first point. And there's Lacazette there getting an 8.9 rating. I could see him being a bit of a fucking machine this year for us, especially for us, and I don't know, I could just see him being top goal scorer, getting himself the golden boot, whatever it is they do. But hopefully he does live up to how he's played in his first game there. But as you can see, the scout said some stuff back about Glick and Ranocchia. So he's done some of the scout report, but he's still got... Oh no, he's finished with the Glick one, sorry. My bad. But he does tell us that Glick is worth 3.4 million. So I think... Yeah. And... he's finished the scout report on Andrea Ranocchia as well, but he is worth 7 million. But I do just inquire about them because I'm interested to see how much that the two clubs would want for them, because I'm really looking to buy a centre back, and we'll just have to wait and see after this game how much Inter Milan and that do want for their centre backs. But as you can see, we do have a game up here against Spurs. Now this is always going to be a very tough game because Spurs are a brilliant side in real life and on this, but especially with all the players they've just brought in and all the talent they bought this year, you could just tell that they're going to be a beast of a team on FIFA and probably do really good in real life as well. But we do have pretty much, I think, our strongest squad out there. We've got Bacali playing, getting some experience here before the league. We've got Lacazette, Benzia, Briand, Grenier, Gonalons. They're just all the good players, and we do have them all on the pitch at once, which is good to see all the good players playing good together and getting some chances in that. And look at this from Gonalons. That would have been right there then, best goal of the season, no question asked. Wouldn't even have to play any more games. That would just be the best goal of the season right there. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be, and it did just hit the postage stamp. But if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And we do concede our first goal here against Spurs, and it was Chadley. And it was a nice wee goal, to be fair. Beautiful wee through ball there. And an easy finish with one-on-one with the keeper for Chadley there. So we did go 1-0 down to Spurs in the first half. But we still had a while to come back. But they were piling on the pressure, and they were definitely getting a lot more of the possession, a lot more of the chances. So it wasn't looking too good for us in the first half so far. But there's always time to turn it around, especially when you've got Lacazette up front. But as you can see here, they get another chance, but they just can't get it in. They just hit it wide. And yeah, that was all that happened really in the first half. So we do go in 1-0 down to Spurs in our second friendly of this career mode and our second game in the episode, which although is losing, still not too bad of a result for us because it is Spurs, and of course they are a very good side. So to only be conceding one goal away from home to them is it's not too bad of a result. And we still do have the whole of the second half to try and get a goal back and make the score line a bit more even. And as you can see, Bakali going on a nice run here. Can he get it in? He hits the postage stamp. That postage stamp's been getting hit like 4 times a day or something ridiculous. But yeah, lads, we just couldn't really get the ball in the net this game. I don't know what was going on. We just we couldn't score. We had loads of chances. We had plenty enough to get a goal anyway. But we just, I don't know. Defenders kept getting in the way before we could shoot. Every time we did get a shot, the keeper would save it, or it'd hit the bar, or I don't know. It just wasn't my day, and we couldn't manage to pick up a goal. So we do lose to Spurs 1-0 from a goal from Chadley. But that's a good result for us. I'm not too bad about that. I'm not too bothered. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I think that's the end of the episode. We'll just come to an end here. So if you enjoyed this episode, could you please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see some more of this Lyon career mode. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in episode 2. See you later.